Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite white colonizer, Tall the Traveling Clack, coming to you live from the United States of America. I'm your sweet Zionist prince. Get your Traveling Clack merch in the description down below at thetravelingclack.com. Today's video, this video, is for the Arabs watching. This is for the Iraqis, for the Lebanese. We're gonna dive deep into something pretty amazing. I found this video on Instagram not too long ago. Let's take a look.
احنا مو اهل العراق عمي. الست احنا مو اهل العراق.
العراق منو أهله؟
العراق اصلا الاولين الكلدانيين والبابليين ويهود ومسيح ودنيا. احنا نتيجة الغزوات اللي اجوا بها العرب المسلمين جينا لنا.
ايش سوينا للأخوة المسيحيين احنا الآن؟
طردناهم.
ايش سوينا للأخوة الصابئة؟
هججناهم.
ايش سوينا للأخوة الأقليات بالعراق؟
اضطهدناهم.
ليش؟
هاي طبيعة المجتمع. عنيف. مجتمع العراقي عنيف.
ما صار لهم آلاف السنوات عايشين معانا.
This video right here is a video I think no matter whether you're Iraqi or if you're Lebanese or if you're Saudi or if whatever you are in the Arab world, you need to watch this video and you need to propagate it to all our friends and neighbors. Everybody in the Arab world needs to see this video. You know what? I realize there's a lot of people who watch my videos when they're driving and stuff, so I'm going to actually go through this one. I don't do this often. I'm going to go through this one and I'm going to read this to you guys one by one because I know sometimes you guys watch this when you're on the road, you're not always listening. So we're going to go through piece by piece.
احنا مو اهل العراق عمي.
For those of you guys who are not seeing, you have an Iraqi man, what looks like an Iraqi man with a mustache, wearing a Palestinian kafia, which is not Palestinian, but it is actually originally Iraqi, and everybody knows this. Comes from a city called Kufa in Iraq, and this design is ancient Mesopotamian design. He's wearing this design, which makes you wonder, why is he wearing this? What, in solidarity with Palestinians? No, he's wearing it because it's Iraqi. And his opening statement is, we are not the people of Iraq.
احنا مو اهل العراق عمي. الست احنا مو اهل العراق.
العراق منو أهله؟
So the woman asks him, who are the people of Iraq?
العراق اصلا الاولين الكلدانيين والبابليين
And he goes, the first people of Iraq, they were the Jews, the Christians, the Chaldeans, the Babylonians, and
ويهود
others.
ومسيح ودنيا. احنا نتيجة
We are the
الغزوات
result
اللي
of
اجوا بها العرب المسلمين
invasions brought by the Arabs and the Muslims.
جينا.
ايش سوينا
We
للأخوة
came. What did we, and the girl asks him, what did we do to the Christian brothers?
المسيحيين احنا الآن؟
طردناهم.
We kicked them out, he says.
وين الأخوة الصابئة؟
What did we do to the Mandean brothers? The Mandeans are an oppressed group of Iraqis that still live in Iraq today. They are the indigenous, the original, even more so than the Jewish inhabitants of Iraq. They're like the original indigenous people of Iraq. He goes,
هججناهم.
we have displaced them, and they continuously murder them till today.
ايش سوينا
What
للأخوة
did we do to our other minority brothers?
الأقليات بالعراق؟
اضطهدناهم.
We persecuted them, he says.
ليش؟
She goes, Lish, why?
طبيعة المجتمع.
He goes, that's the nature of society.
عنيف.
Violent.
مجتمع العراقي عنيف.
ما
Iraqi
صار لهم
violent
آلاف
society.
السنوات عايشين معانا.
So, I think it's a two-pronged response here. I agree generally, and this is a sentiment that I always say. The Middle East in general, Iraq is not prone to not clean of this. It's violent. It's been a violent region for forever. Forever, societies here have been colonizing and conquesting and killing and murdering and raping and all this stuff. But the Arabs did something different. The Arabs came in, and I think they learned from the organized religion of Christianity how to rule with power, how to rule with religion. And they looked at what Christians had done in the Middle East when they did force convert people and what they did in Europe. And they took inspiration from that and turned it into a violent ideology of colonization and cultural erasure. And the Arabs were able to accomplish something that no other group was able to in the Middle East, and that was literally to erase the indigenous fabric of almost every single country in the Middle East. Every single country in the Middle East has been somewhat oppressed and colonized by the quote-unquote Arabs. What's the mission of this YouTube channel? To expose more stories like this. When you have an Iraqi man able to admit the fact that living, and he might have Babylonian DNA, who knows, but him living as an Arab, openly as an Arab Muslim, is feeding into this idea of supremacy, of cultural supremacy, of racial supremacy, and religious supremacy in modern day Iraq. And I know this concept may be very broad and hard for people to intake, because for a lot of people in the West and a lot of white people who don't understand the complexities of the Middle East, they just see us all as brown Arabs. We're just all brown people who live in that land, in that faraway region of the earth, and we're all the same. The reality is, the same way that Native American society was extremely diverse here in the United States of America before colonization, the Middle East was 10 times more diverse than that. There were so many different ethnic groups and tribes and this and religions, and some of them still exist. They're just holding on, barely. And this man actually has the gumption to admit it. We are the invaders. We are the colonizers. Now, my shtick isn't, I don't need you to stop being an Arab or a Muslim. By all means, if being a Muslim and being an Arab and feeding into that gives you joy in life, tfadal, go, enjoy. I'm not going to try to take it away from you, but live and let live. You can't have everything. You can't have all the control. You have to leave room for the ethnic minorities. You have to leave room for the people who are trying so desperately to hold on to their culture. You cannot, just for the sake of power and religion, erase everybody's culture and religion. You've already got 99.9999999% of everyone. You've got to leave some space. You've got to leave some space to grow. You've got to leave some space for diversity. It doesn't mean it has to be diversity of religions and thoughts and ideas and all this stuff. Fine, you want to oppress everybody into the same national soup that everybody has the same idea. Fine, but live and let live. Let people exist as who they are. Don't try to force convert them. Because in your ideology, a prophet came to a faraway land long time ago and then gave you the mission to come and convert everybody by mass and oppress them till today. What is going on in the Middle East today is the biggest disservice we could do to humanity. It really is. It's a massive disservice. The fact that we've all just accepted because of racism that cultural erasure and cultural conquest and cultural colonization of other people's lands, languages, cultures, religions, just because we're so racist that we look at their skin color first and say, they're all brown, it's fine. It is a huge shame. Last week, I don't know when this video is going to go out, but I had an opportunity to sit down at a crazy meeting with some very powerful and influential people I never imagined I'd ever meet or talk to. And the one thing I had told them was, we all need to understand the stakes of what's going on here. Specifically to my Christian audience who may be watching, and I know there's many of you. The fact that we Christians and Jews, right, we're a part of this too, the Jewish people. The fact that we have somehow separated our Christian brothers and sisters in the Middle East, the Arab or the Arabized Christians in the Middle East, from our story is really fucked up and really a disservice. When you look at the fact that the Christians, who may be, a lot of them may actually be Jews who accepted Jesus early on, these people have some of the most ancient fibers of the Middle East, genetically, culturally. They have they're the ancient custodians of the land, the Christians of the Middle East right now. The Jews have all been wiped out. They all live in Israel now. So I can't tell you, whatever Jews are still there probably are very ancient as well. But the Muslims, the Arabs, whoever is Arabized, came in way later, like thousands of years later. The Christians who are there may be some of the earliest adopters of monotheistic religion and some of really the most indigenous people in the Middle East. And we've all but abandoned them. In my opinion, it's the duty of Jews and of Christians, all of us, to reach out a lending hand. And that's what I try to do. And I'm trying to do that, to reach out to our Christian brothers and sisters in the Middle East, who, again, I might say, many of them might actually be Jewish somewhere down the line. It's our duty to reach out to them and to show them a lending hand of love, to make them know that they're supported in the West and in Israel, and to let them know that we're here for them and we're going to try to help support them. We're going to try to help make sure that we can keep some fiber of Christianity / Judeo-Christian values alive in the Middle East. We want it. We don't want the Middle East to become fully Islamized, fully Arabized, because then we lose the Middle East. And the Middle East just becomes Arabia. And there's no point in that. So listen to this Iraqi man when he tells you, we are not the people of Iraq. We are not the people of Iraq. Who are we? Iraq originally were the Chaldeans, the Babylonians, the Jews, and the Christians. How long have I been preaching this to you guys on my YouTube channel? But the Arab supremacists, they tell me you're a liar, you're a Zionist shill, you're this, you're that, you're that. Don't listen to me. Listen to them. Don't listen to me. Fuck me and fuck my opinions. Listen to it from the horse's mouth. Let them tell you. And that's all I have to say today. If you want to support this channel and the work I do here, check out my merch shop down below in the description, thetravelingcloud.com. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys a long time. Bye. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.